Kingsburg, California, we find James and his wife Katie Joy. Their debut album, Lovely Deceit, is available on all digital and streaming platforms, and they're currently working on their sophomore album, Waiting. I'm noticing a waiting theme amongst the artists tonight.
I was thinking about
that. With a release sometime next year, I think there's a word ingraining to all of us tonight.
Yes.
You can find them on their YouTube channel every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Pacific for a live event consisting of music, stories, and more. James and Katie have a strong desire and call to speak life into the hearts of those that suffer from hopelessness and in need of recovery. They believe that we are all in recovery from something in this life, whether it be substance abuse, being a victim of any kind of abuse, or just the scars that just going through life can have on an individual. Every hurt can be healed through Jesus Christ. With their raw and real stories told through their music, they want to share their hope that is found in Christ with you. And to share some of that hope through music tonight, from Kingsburg, California, we bring on the great duo known as Changing Names. Good evening to you both. Welcome to Red's Room.
Hi. We are happy to be here. This is our second time hanging out with you guys.
Yeah.
And
we'd love to have you back. I think I might have been here the first time you guys were here as well. Great to host you guys again. Great to see you both again. Since you last joined us on Red's Room, besides the Thursday night lives that you guys do, what musically has kept you busy over the last couple of months?
Honestly, that weekly show has kept us incredibly busy. In fact, we are taking a break for the holidays, but it's been incredibly challenging and filled with joy, like all the emotions, just doing this every week. The challenge of wanting to make it fresh, the joy of getting to share our hearts with people and what we're doing. It's been a phenomenal experience.
And making plenty of mistakes along the way.
Oh, a lot of mistakes.
Our favorite one is because learning all the technical stuff of the studio.
Yeah.
Our favorite one is where I was in getting the I don't know, something right. With our audio, so we were sounding like chipmunks, and then we just kind of made fun of it, and it became a thing. So
now people are requesting
the Chipmunk album,
an Alvin and the Chipmunks Christmas album from us. So
I was about to say Alvin, Simon, Theodore, the Chipmunk song, Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
That's
come on.
My favorite though was once we finally got it straightened out.
Alvin!
I went to the store, to the party store, and I got some balloons filled with helium.
Oh,
and
right,
so then
you did this.
When we started off that live, right before the camera clicked on, I sucked in the balloon filled with helium, and then I start talking about how we solved the problem and we're not chipmunks anymore. I thought my moderator was going to murder me because I did not warn her.
Yeah. She was like, I was prayed for you.
She was like going into like war to like deal with the spiritual opposition. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. You goofball.
Oh man, I love it. That's fantastic.
It was great.
I've seen some artists do the chipmunk thing on purpose, but it's good to know that it just naturally happened for you guys, and now it's just stuck with you.
That's right.
Naturally, more than once.
Yeah. Oh
Squirrel.
dear. Yeah.
Squirrel. Sorry.
Oh, squirrel. Yeah. Squirrel. Well, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Kind of a relative of the chipmunk, right? They're kind of in the same.
There you go. Hey, another.
Connected.
Yes.
It's chipmunk adjacent.
Yeah. You know, instead of Alvin and the Chipmunks, it could be James and the Chipmunks.
Yeah.
So, but what was the female chipmunk name? Do you remember? It was oh shoot. I don't even remember.
I do not remember. It's been so long. Was it like Theodora or something?
Was it Chipette or Chipette?
That sounds right.
Chipettes.
Oh.
Chipettes.
There it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coming in clutch.
Chipettes. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. See, Katie can be one of the Chipettes. See.
Yes, I am.
See, there you go. All right.
Yeah,
so
but it's definitely challenging to do it every week. So we
yeah,
thought we would.
Classic.
Yeah. we thought we'd just take a break for the holidays, but yeah, we'll be starting that up again in January.
Sometime in January. Yeah,
we're just going to be praying about how often we might do like every 2 weeks or something. We'll see.
change up the frequency a little bit in the new year, but they won't be completely, off the grid between now and January. No, because if you tune in to the West Coast portion of New Year's on Red's Room and Christian Media Spotlight, you will find this duo right here a part of it. Changing names on the West Coast portion on December 31st. So you won't be able to get rid of them completely until the new year. No. We can't have that. So there you go. Thank you, Reds. Always a plethora of knowledge. Chip has Brittany, Jeanette, and Eleanor alongside their new adoptive human mother, Beatrice Miller. There you go.
I was way off with Theodora.
Yeah. And I was backing you up. That's how little I knew of the Chipmunks.
But now we know.
Yeah.
Now we know.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll just be Dave and encourage the Chipmunks to perform now. What is the very first song you've got for us tonight, guys?
Our first song tonight is an original called "Last Week," and it is.
Did you write it last week?
10 years ago, last week.
That's okay, all right.
Which is actually 5 years ago last week now.
So. The opening line of the song is 10 years ago last week because that's what I was writing about. When I wrote the song, it was about something that had happened 10 years before that. And I wrote a devotional that we are looking to self-publish, and it's a companion to this album, and so each devotional is regarding a song. And for this one, the topic of this particular devotional is about unforgiveness and the importance of what it means to forgive and what happens to us when we are holding unforgiveness. And so this is Last Week.
Last week, you were the one that I told all my secrets to, best friend I'd ever had. 10 years ago last week, looked up to you and I hung on your every word, but those words they cut like glass. My world, and you didn't see the cracks you made in the dreams of a little girl. 10 years ago last week, sowed seeds of doubt, now I find it hard to let them go. Those voices still ring out. I will be so strong now. I will move on now, you see. Let me see. I will be so strong now. Let me be strong now. You'll see wrong about me. I still remember the day I turned and walked away. The time has quickly passed as I sit here looking backwards, remembering 10 years ago last week. Oh yeah, last week. Memories, they haunt me still, but they don't contain me. Memories, they
That was last week. 10 years ago.
10 years ago, yeah.
10 years ago.
20
last week.
20 years
That
ago.
was 10 years ago last
We're
week.
not,
Yeah.
We're not dating. We're not dating ourselves here.
Yeah, we're definitely not. We're married
No,
now,
not
so
at
we're not
all.
dating.
No.
And how many weeks old is that song actually now?
Oh, boy.
That is what he keeps saying, and I keep
Yeah.
telling him not to.
Well, let's see. We've been married 20 years.
We've been married 21, babe.
21. We started
Oh,
writing that
geez.
near
Wow.
2010. So our first album was taken about 10 years. Hopefully this one will take less time to do. And
Okay,
each time we write a new one,
but
it'll...
I was
less time.
26 when I wrote it.
Especially since the album is called Waiting, after
Yeah.
all.
Yes. Oh, there's so much
That's the
packed in there.
irony in it. Hopefully it doesn't take that long and really lives
Yes.
up to its name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Jose says, beautiful, Jose says, great stuff there. Anna says, beautiful voices and guitar.
Thank
There
you.
you go.
Thank you.
Great to have everyone tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook or if you're watching us on YouTube, great to have you all joining us here tonight. Marilyn Scriver says, enjoying the show so far. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for joining us here tonight on Red Room a little bit earlier this evening. Changing Names is here with us.
I know, she did all those awesome Christmas songs, and I was like, it's Christmas, and we're not doing any Christmas songs, and I felt terrible.
Wow. No,
I
I'll
know.
just.
Yeah, but we,
Good thing
you
I
know,
wore my
we
outfit to
addressed the
make up for
squirrel. Yeah.
We
That's
did.
Christmassy.
We addressed the squirrel. We addressed the chipmunks. We've done plenty of squirreling
There's
tonight.
so
That's
much,
a good
yeah.
thing that again, who doesn't need a Christmas squirrel in their life?
Well, I
mean-
know our stepmom might.
Stop referencing that. Poor Debbie. Stop.
It's a little
Uh-oh.
inside
It's an
joke.
inside
Somebody
family
tells
joke.
me I stumbled upon a story here.
You
Yes,
did.
you might hear it in the after party.
Yes.
Oh, the teaser for the after
Teaser
party.
for the after party. Good job.
Ah.
Yeah.
We look forward to hearing it. Right, Baby Yoda?
That's right.
Uh-huh. All right.
I don't think
perfect.
you're never going to live that down, Elizabeth. Like,
No,
never.
probably not. Yeah, and I wasn't on when that happened. I just saw the aftermath put in the message group. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, what? I'm like, nah, she's not.
Well, we're talking
living
about
that
Grogu,
doable.
right? Right.
No, we're not calling him that. His name is Baby Yoda.
It's Grogu, though.
No, it's not. It's not Grogu. I will
You're
never
right.
accept that.
You're right. I do like Baby Yoda better than
It's
Grogu.
true.
I'm with you.
All right,
Sorry, we have
okay.
opinions when it comes to anything nerd.
Yes.
All right, fun, fast facts, this or that. Here we go. Since
Okay.
we went down this road, here we go. Star Wars or Star Trek? It would be.
Star Wars.
Both.
Oh, both.
We're
yeah.
literally in the middle of a
Well,
Star
yeah,
Trek
we,
marathon.
We are in the middle of a Star Trek marathon, so it's both. But if I had to choose, if I was like, you have to choose, then it would be Star Wars. But yes,
Agreed,
we love them
but
both.
both.
And Picard is my favorite.
Okay.
captain.
Agreed.
Star Wars. Are you more of the original Star Trek, or are you going Next Generation?
We're hitting them all. We started with original series.
Oh,
We hit the movies up until the Next Generation. Now we're in the middle of Next Generation. We're gonna hit all of them.
Yeah, we're gonna do it when it released. So after the first
When
season
it's-
of Next Generation, we're gonna go watch Star Trek 5
Mm-hmm.
when it came out. After that,
wow,
and then-
you're really into this then.
Oh,
Deep
yeah.
Wow.
Space,
yeah,
all of
because
them.
we have no kids, so
Yeah, so our cats
It's
like
just-
to watch Star Trek. They have Star Trek. Our cats are named after Star Trek. So
they are. It's Geordi and Riker.
yeah. So I know. I'm telling you.
Wow.
And-
We're
Didn't
nerds.
know
And we-
how useful this segment was going to be tonight. We're finding out so much about changing names tonight.
Right. Thanks, Joseph. You bring it out in us.
Yeah.
I
next
do
song.
my best. Now, Star Wars. Are we more of a fan of the classic trilogy, or do you
Yes.
like the new trilogy?
Classic all the way.
I like it all, but I'm much more of a fan of the original.
Mhm.
And yeah,
Empire.
I'll leave it there. Empire is my favorite, and I
Mhm.
just saw it in concert just last month with the orchestra playing it live with the movie
Yeah.
behind it, and it's just
Phenomenal.
Oh.
John Williams' score played live with strings. It
Oh,
it's phenomenal.
oh,
was amazing.
that must have been epic.
It
Oh,
was.
good stuff.
Yeah.
If you're to choose between Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings, it would be
Lord of the Rings.
All the
Hey.
way.
in unison right there
Yeah.
with that one.
J.R.R.
All right.
Tolkien, you know.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke. Diet Coke. Sorry.
Superhero wise,
be
are we
sorry.
more Batman or Superman?
Oh.
Batman. Well,
Are you kidding me?
Well, Superman. Sorry, you're right. I grew up. Superman
is
came
always
first.
your favorite.
Yeah. Superman was first. Yeah.
Batman is just grumpy all the time. Well, wait. I mean, which Batman? That's the question.
Dark Knight trilogy is the best ever made.
Christian Bale all the way, or Adam West.
Yeah. She likes
one or the other.
She likes the cheesy, campy Batman.
There you go. Yeah.
Pow, bang.
Yeah, all the way.
And complete with the graphics and the sound effects back
it was
in
the
the
best.
old show.
I would watch it when I would stay home sick from school.
Mm-hmm.
It was the best.
Yeah.
I did. Why do you think I have the first season on DVD?
You know what? She does. She has the first season.
You gave it to me for Christmas.
Old Adam West. Oh, I gave it to
That
you.
is awesome.
That's how long we've been married. I didn't remember I gave that to her.
That is awesome.
That's a good gift.
Love it.
Agreed.
Oh.
Can you give me the second season?
All right.
Okay.
Cuisine food. Are we found to be eating more Mexican food or more Italian food?
Italian.
Oh, you went there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, Italian, but that's like, I would say they were neck and neck for him.
Yeah, that's true. Pasta is always going to take precedent, but you don't like us to eat Mexican food too much. But you do like my tacos.
He makes the best tacos.
Uh-oh.
Those are very American. I put avocado on them. That's not very.
Is it because of what happens post Mexican food?
No, I'm just not as much of a fan of Mexican food. He loves it.
Yeah. But she does
All
like to
Are
do
you more of a taco or a burrito eater?
Taco.
Okay. Now,
flautas.
Are you more of a red sauce guy, Italian-wise, or are you more of a white sauce Alfredo dude?
Red sauce. Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay.
The important questions.
Getting to know the things that are close to.
Are we found to be drinking more coffee or more tea?
Coffee. All day.
I didn't used to be a coffee
drinker.
Are we
more iced coffee or hot coffee?
Ooh.
Both.
I do like iced coffee lately. I
drink iced coffee black. I prefer, but if it's hot coffee, then I want it to have a little bit more of a sweetness to it. But I prefer iced coffee black.
Very picky about her coffee.
Very picky. I'm a coffee snob.
All right. And last but not least, of course, we're in the holiday. We're talking about coffees a second ago. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Holiday beverages this time of year. Are you more found? I'll give you 3 different options here.
Ooh.
If you're talking about a latte, are you more likely to be drinking a peppermint latte, an eggnog latte, or a pumpkin spice latte this time of year?
Pumpkin spice latte.
You or me?
Both of us would like that.
No, I do like the pumpkin, but I think pumpkin's more fall than winter and Christmas.
Oh, okay. But we had to choose from those 3.
Still available in there, but yeah, I gave you 3.
I knew she would like that. Yeah.
Then pumpkin.
Okay, if we were to fine. If we were to eliminate pumpkin from the equation, if we were to go back to between eggnog and peppermint, then it would be
peppermint.
That's true. I can see that.
Peppermint all the way.
All the way. All right. So there you go. That's the this or that segment. We find out lots of different stuff, including their furry friends named after Star Trek
Riker and
characters.
Geordi.
Don't forget about Vader and Yoda.
Oh, yeah. Those are his mom moved from the West Coast out here.
Hopefully she's watching
in 2020
on Facebook or something.
And we ended up getting a couple of cats for her to adopt, and James named them Yoda and Vader, and she let him.
No one else came up with names, so I said I'm going.
Whenever
with that.
she comes to stay with us, they come too, and so we have all 4. All of it is represented.
They're tuxedo cats, the black
one we're talking about, Elizabeth.
There you go. There you go.
That would be a little too much like Alf, Elizabeth, and we can't have that.
No, can't have it.
All right. Song number 2. What do we have for us tonight there,
okay.
Names?
This is another original. It's called Back of My Mind, and the topic of this one in the devotional is really about false idols, and it's about the importance of not allowing anything in your heart or mind to come above Christ or to take over the throne of your heart in that way. And so that can be anything. It can be a person, it can be a job, it can be a hobby, it can be unforgiveness, which we just talked about. There are so many ways that we can allow other things to come in and take the place of where Christ should be sitting in our heart and in our mind. And so that is the importance of not allowing false idols, because when those things come in and they supersede Christ and they dethrone him, you are going beyond his protection, and you're limiting his ability to work in your life and limiting your ability to operate in him as well.
Yeah, and I just think I don't usually chime in on this,
No, please.
But with this song, it originally was around the idea of unrequited love. So this idea that when you're idealizing someone too much in your mind, and you're not receiving that love back, it becomes that idol kind of thing. And this is about letting go of that and realizing the damage that can come when we can put anything above, the God-shaped space that He's put in our hearts. So,
Changing Names are here on Retro.
So this is Back in My Mind.
Thoughts of you plague my mind, and there is no rest or peace to find. I know that you don't feel the same. Why would you even remember my name? Remember my name. I can't forget about you now. No matter what I try, 'cause you're always there in the back of my mind. I've always held you in that place. As I sit here, think about you. Did you even feel the weight of the fragile heart you held within your hands? Did you even think it through? I'll try to forget about you now, 'cause you're not what I need inside. My life, my heart, or the back of my mind. Not there on that pedestal where you stole my light in the back of my mind. I know you cannot see how much you meant to me, but now it's clear that I must move on. I will forget about you now to heal the scars inside. I will forget about you now to heal the scars inside. My life, my heart, and the back of my mind. Now I'm here, stronger than the pedestal that I hid behind in the back of my mind. In the back of my mind.
So that was Back in My Mind.
Back of My Mind right here on Red's Room. Good stuff there from Changing Names. A couple more songs to round out our night here on Red's Room. Another thing I've noticed, other than the whole waiting theme that has shown up intermittently tonight, I've also noticed another observation that it seems that different artists, and I think even Jose, a couple of people have mentioned forays into devotional writing, including you guys. So I'll take a minute to touch on that. What is the most exciting thing that you have found about getting a chance to write devotionals? What's your favorite thing about getting a chance to do those?
I would have to say the best thing for me is that it's an act of obedience, because it's something that the Lord told me to do, and it's something that I didn't obey for so long out of insecurity, out of fear, really, of falling short, and choosing to submit those things and choosing to step out in obedience despite those things and choosing to surrender those to the Lord. I would say that has been the most rewarding thing for me is that, because the feeling of walking in obedience, there's nothing that compares to that.
Yeah, and I'd say to add to that, that was beautiful too, because I've watched her walk through that. But I think also it's exciting to me to bring in the spiritual aspects of the songs, as you notice through.
Lyrically, they're not super, hey Jesus.
Right. We're speaking to, our vision was to hit people in recovery. Some people have known Christ, some people haven't, and have these being conversation starters to meet people where they're at.
Right.
And we always wanted to take it further, either in person, in between songs. Sometimes we'll have songs that are very more explicitly about Jesus, but these are about situational stuff. And we wanted the companion devotional to be a chance for us to take spiritual meanings into the songs.
Yeah, and to really
people.
point to Christ. Mm-hmm. I would say that.
Good stuff. There's song number 3. What you got for us, guys?
It's actually a cover by Lauren Daigle called You Say.
Ooh.
So here we go.
Good stuff. Lauren Daigle, You Say, covered by Changing Names, right here on the Friday night edition of Red Room.
I keep fighting voices in my mind that say I'm not enough. Every single lie that tells me I will never measure. Am I more than just the sum of every high and every low? Remind me once again just who I am, because I need to know. You say I am loved, and I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong, and I think
song just brings just so much calming peace. Big cross genre smash hit by Lauren Daigle. You'd say brilliantly done by changing names. Just a great reminder of everything that we've been talking about. But our identity is in Him. It's not about what the enemy says about us. It's not about what we can say about ourselves, which can be just as detrimental at times.
Oh, yeah.
About what He says about us. But who He says we are. Despite our shortcomings, despite the places we fall short, despite our weaknesses, despite our places of just disobedience or just making mistakes, going through life, He's still there. Amidst all of us, He's still working on our behalf every single day. And He wants to take all of those situations and turn them around for our good and for His glory. And,
Amen.
Such good stuff there. We're changing names right here on Red's Room. 2 or 3 musical influences that have helped shape your music. Go.
Switchfoot. Gosh, it goes all over the place for me. But classic rock, Beatles. I really liked that the Beatles came out with a new song because I learned guitar from the Beatles. Classic rock. Classic rock is Katie's favorite genre. But I came of age playing drums and guitar and everything through the grunge era too. So that whole alternative thing is what I bring. If you listen to our album, you'll hear some of that 90s influence in there. And then Katie has her own influences that she brings to it.
I'm the lyricist in this dynamic duo, and so I don't have a lot of influence as it pertains to melodies, although sometimes I write kind of rhythmically, but really it's just the lyrics. And for me, it was the songwriters that I listened to growing up. Once I was able to branch out and listen to different things. And so when I was quite young, for me at the time, it was Amy Grant was a phenomenal songwriter that my mom listened to when I was a kid. And so I listened to a lot of that at the time. And then as I got older, it was just these singer-songwriters that I just love so much. The first 2 albums by, her name was Jennifer Knapp, and I don't know if she's still in the Christian world, but the first 2 albums that she wrote, the first one, which was, you couldn't get it anywhere, it was called The Wishing Well. And I happened to see her at a conference, and I bought the last CD on her table. And she was such a phenomenal, raw and real songwriter that it impacted me so much. Seeing her on that stage with her guitar, and even though I still, to my chagrin, do not play an instrument, that to me was this thing that resonated in my soul that I was meant
keyboard.
to be. I play
she
keyboard enough
bit.
to teach.
We're getting her better eventually.
Red says, I love the song of hers called Undo Me. That was awesome.
That's a good one. Yeah, that came out later. I think that was her 3rd album. But there
What's the one that we like a lot that we did when I met you?
One of my favorites was called Martyrs and Thieves.
Yeah.
And that was off of her 2nd album. But there's an a cappella song off The Wishing Well that now I'm wishing I could remember it, because it was one of my go-tos. I would sing all the time. And that maybe I'll listen to it so I can try to remember it, and maybe I'll bring it to the table for New Year's Eve, because it's just this a cappella thing about it's just this beautiful song. So I would say
lots of great names there. Obviously the Beatles' new song is fantastic.
It's really good. I like it.
Switchfoot. I've seen them in concert numerous times. Always fantastic live.
Yeah, I got to open up for them before I knew about their beautiful Letdown. I played in a Christian blues band called Good News Blues, and we play all over the place in Spirit West Coast and different places. And so we played at Great America, and we're like, oh, these Switchfoot guys, they sound really good. Talking with them, and then they blew up. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, I love their music. So I love the combination. I love their crossover popularity.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with Amy Grant there. I know she's coming to my actual city, my birthday week at the end of February. I'm like, might have to go to that.
Yeah, we just did an Amy Grant song on one of our live streams recently. Pulled out the keyboard, remember?
El Shaddai.
El Shaddai, yeah.
Yeah, old.
Oh, did you?
Oh.
Love the changes in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, on the radio network, of course, you can hear her Christmas tune, Breath of Heaven.
Oh,
of
yes.
course.
That is a classic.
Hey.
Oh,
We should do that one.
Oh, yeah. For what?
Quintessential.
We'll just do it.
Okay.
Just you and I.
What?
He said we should do it, and I'm like, for what? Like, what would we do it for? He's like, oh, just like at home, like hanging out. That, yeah.
And then
We don't have any shows aside from New Year's Eve. We don't have any shows.
We could bring
right
it
now.
to Red's room. I know it'll be after Christmas, but still.
Yeah. One more question before we get to our final song. Red said, did Good News Blues play a blues fest in Southern California with Calvary Chapel Lakewood at one time?
It might have been before my time because I got to playing with them in 97, 96 or something. So they had a drummer before that. So I don't remember playing that, but they might have. Rich Ayala was the leader of that band there. But
And then after we got married, it turned from Good News Blues into Revelation City Blues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they kind of changed their name.
We played Mike Dow's Koinonia Coffee House a lot in the Bay Area there.
In Campbell, California.
That was fun. Actually, Katie got to see me play before she knew who I was in that band at Spirit West Coast.
I like blues music. And so I was at that Spirit West Coast and I was walking. I was like, there's a Christian blues band. And I was late. I was trying to go meet someone, but I was like, I can't not see these guys. And so I popped into the tent
That was a Holy
and watched them for a while.
Performance. And if my mom's watching, say something on Facebook, Mom, because she was there.
She was there. I saw her.
And then Katie didn't know who she was either, but she's like, oh, this.
I just saw this older woman dancing in a tie-dye shirt off side
That's
stage.
my mom, full on hippie. So
full on hippie. So yeah. Anyways, I got to see him play before I met him.
Good stuff. There you go. Changing Names is here with us. We're going to talk about the New Year's concert in just a little bit with our nightly visit with Red. That's right around the corner. This is your 15-minute warning to the after party at zoom.us/my/Red Zoom. 10 minutes after the hour, we are going to hit the after party. It will commence here in just a short little bit. So we'll have our closing prayer. We'll have our nightly visit with Red. We'll preview tomorrow on Red Room. Also, we will talk about the aforementioned New Year's concert that Changing Names will be with us at. We'll kind of recap the names we have so far. But first, before we get there, last act of the night, and it's time for the last song of the night. That's right. You have the distinction of playing the final song to set the tone, to send us out on a Friday night, and that song would be...
Someday.
We're setting the tone with. Had we known we would be setting the tone, we may have chosen.
Hey, it's great. Hey,
a different closer.
Someday.
Well, we're all waiting.
Is this Someday last week?
Someday.
Yeah. So this is Someday.
Oh,
Someday.
no. Someday last week, 10 years ago.
Yeah. You got to get that order.
Yeah, so this is also off our album, and it just speaks of, like the lyrics in the song. Someday all the colors will be filled in. So this is a personal song, but can also be taken out. Expansive song about what will be made right in the end with the Lord. So.
Yep.
And Someday, here we go. Final song of the night here on Red Room.
Kept wishing you would be a part of me. Somehow I knew it wasn't meant to be. How could I fall into this broken dream? I feel betrayed. Oh, someday, after all the colors been filled in, I say all the words that pain had a hold on. I pray. Someday, gave you the lock and key that hid my heart. I couldn't help but love you from the start. Why did I rush into your open arms? I thought you'd stay. After all the colors been filled in, say all the words that pain had a hold on. I pray that I find a way somehow. I've been that color's been filled and I'll say all the words that pain had a hold on. I pray that I will find a way someday to replace the tears with our laughter. We'll say all the dreams we follow after. He'll give us strength to find a way to say someday.
That was Someday. I'm the lyricist, but James actually wrote that one.
Yeah, I did write the lyrics for that.
Oh. So, percentage-wise, how many do you write versus James?
Actually, we're really collaborative. We both have our hands all over every song. Percentage-wise, I would say 80% I'm
80,
lyricist.
20, yeah.
And then I'll speak into his melodies maybe 20% of the time, and vice versa.
Especially with that.
Razor's Edge was the
Razor's
most
Edge,
collaborative, where I wrote the melodies as well as the words for about half the song.
We were listening.
Here's the question again.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, we were listening earlier, and I'm forgetting her name now, the artist earlier. You're talking about the voice memos, right?
That's what I was going to ask, is
Yes.
the voice memos. Are you
And I was like,
that technique too?
Oh,
Oh,
man. If I showed you right now, like how many, because at one point way in the past, the iPhone switched over and we had the same account, and then they split them up. So I thought I had lost all my voice memos. Then we found them through something. And so I have more that are saved in a folder. So suffice to say, there's plenty.
Prior
a
to
plethora,
that,
you
there's
might say.
cassette tapes prior to that.
And cassette tapes. I have cassette tapes over here.
What?
So.
Cassette tape?
Yeah. You have these little things, and you use a...
You have to use a pencil to spin them.
Spin them, and then the tape would like fall out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how I got my start. A recording was I would have a dual cassette.
Wait, you mean
player.
you actually had to rewind?
Yeah, rewind. I'd have a microphone that I would record the stuff on. Then I would put that tape in the play one, and I would put another one in a record, and then I would do another track, and then I keep swapping them out until I had a multi-track on my own when I was 12.
My creative man. We just made his night.
I born in the 80s. That just kind of makes my heart happy all over again.
Wasn't that cool with Guardians then, right? When you pulled out the Walkman, you're like, I had that exact one.
Yes. The old school. Well, now that was a Walkman. Before you had the CD Walkman, you had the portable cassette player. Now that, yes. There you go. See, we grew up in the era where you had, the Walkmans, the Game Boys, the old school Game Boys. If you're a kid growing up in the day of the technology, you had, what was it, Teddy Ruxpins, for crying out loud.
So James had to step off because our monitor was about to shut itself down, so we had to turn it back on. But
uh-oh.
I'm back.
I am a little bit younger than he is. We're not going to talk about that, but
4 years, only 4 years.
Okay.
But
She always
I
makes it
remember
weirder.
because you talked about Game Boy. I never had a Game Boy, but when I was a kid, my brother went to a garage sale next door and he bought me a used Atari for Christmas or my birthday.
Was it 2600? Did you get the 2600?
I don't
That's what I
remember.
had.
My mom has it. I need to get it from her. And so it was a really big deal when my parents bought us a Nintendo and we got to play Duck Hunt. It was a huge deal.
Wait, it was super.
That was
Super
no
Nintendo.
regular Nintendo because we never
Oh,
had a
you're
Super
right.
Nintendo.
You're right.
We just
Yeah.
played Mario
You're
Brothers
right.
and Duck Hunt.
Regular Nintendo.
Yeah.
And we have all the old
com-
game systems. So if we
combo.
ever hang out, we'll show you all the old game systems. So.
We have Pong. My grandparents
A real Pong.
on their wedding anniversary went to Sears and bought Pong and gave it to me. And James figured out how to hook up to our television so we can have a Pong marathon.
Somehow our 4K OLED TV I can hook up Pong to it. Who would know?
It's fun.
So it actually worked somehow.
Yes.
If anybody wants to come down for a Pong marathon.
Oh, of course. I am there. Yeah.
Next time you're in Cali.
Man, my first computer I ever owned long time ago was the Commodore 64 back in the day.
Yes.
First computer system. I remember, of course, in elementary school, I remember playing Oregon Trail back on the old school Mac.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was a Tetris girl. I never played Oregon
Trail. Tetris, yes, Tetris. There's Dr. Mario, of course, back then. I think my first Nintendo, the original old school Nintendo, I think it still works. I think I have it in the garage, too. Back when I was 7 years old, that was the first game I played with Super Mario and Duck Hunt combo right there that you were just talking about.
The combo disc. Yeah. Combo disc, and you have those guns. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yep. Wasn't it Red? Were we just talking something about how Duck Hunt you have to adapt, or the guns the guns don't work with the newer TVs?
Yeah, it doesn't work with the newer TVs because they're not analog, and they have to be straight. They can't be curved because of the way that the gun works.
Oh, right.
Sad.
They have to have an old school flat screen line around.
I'm sure someone's
Red
figured out a
also said,
modification.
before we get to our closing prayer here, Red also said, did you know that the first Walkman had duo headset plugs? Since they first said that they didn't think that people would want to walk around and listen on their own and thought it would be rude, then they found out it wasn't true. So they did the one headset, and now look at everybody's got AirPods and things hanging out their ears all the time.
Fascinating.
That's
fascinating.
That's some good knowledge right
Yeah,
there.
that was in Japan. They did that.
Wow.
They called it the Jack and Jill plugs.
Jack and Jill.
That's fascinating.
Was Jack left or was Jack right?
I don't know. I saw it on Pawn Stars.
All right. I think Jack is right because Jack is always right.
Was Jill left or was Jill right?
No, Jill is always right.
Oh, you're right. Jill is always right.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. Nice. And see, you're a smart, wise man. You didn't disagree with that when that was said. So you can tell you've been married a number of years now.
And I'll say right now, Jill is almost never right.
Yes, but she is right. That's why I love her.
No comment.
Squirrel.
Squirrel! Yeah, we're just going to squirrel right on out of this stop before we get in a whole mess of trouble here. Where might we find these live streams and you guys on the socials, and where might we continue to keep up with your journey if we want to stay connected with you guys?
Okay, so we are on all the platforms. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. It's all the website, and then / we are changing names for all of them.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Instagram.com / we are changing names.
Yeah, that would be a good place to go. Yeah, because the website has a link to all the different
The website
spots.
has a link to all of it. Our website is wearechangingnames.com. So you can find us anywhere at that.
And please try to find us on YouTube if you can, because we are trying to build that channel.
Yeah,
and
please
that's
follow us.
part of what we felt called to do with the live streams. We'll eventually try to do more platforms than that, but basically what we've been doing is advertising on Facebook and then hosting it on our YouTube channel. So we'll be starting that up again in January, so look for that. We'll send out some advertisements after we prayed through how often we should continue to do it. So,
yeah, if it's a
and if you've watched us and you liked what you've seen so far, please let us know. We would love to hear feedback and see if you guys want us to keep doing it or not.
Yeah. So
Peggy Robinson says, changing names, loved it all. Yes, indeed. Let's pray for changing names before we
my mom.
Start to... Is that your mom?
That's my mom. Hi, Mama.
Hi, Mom.
She's awesome.
She is. Great. She's the raddest.
Are you saying she might be slightly biased then?
No, because if she didn't think we were awesome, she wouldn't say it.
She would totally not. Yeah.
No.
Apparently you knocked it. Apparently you knocked it out of the park tonight. Then there you go.
Yeah, we must have.
Wherever you are around the world, around the web, let us pray. Father, we just thank you for changing names. We thank you for this amazing duo that is just doing their best each and every day to serve as a reflection of you. Lord, we just thank you that you'll continue just to give them a heart of song, to write the words and to sing the lyrics that they need to continue to have an impact, not only in California, but across this great land, this great country that you are continuing to expand their musical influence in. Lord, we just pray for favor over their platforms, their Facebook and their YouTube and their social media platforms, that you would continue to allow them to grow, continue to impact people. May their music continue to reach exactly who it is called to reach. And we just ask that you just continue to give them provision, personally and professionally, that you would continue to give them the means and the resources to be able to do the work that they're called to do. We just thank you for the unity that they bring as a couple, as a reflection of you. And we just pray that you'll just keep them strong, keep them uplifted. We just thank you for this incredible night here on Red Sermon. We just thank you for them being here and to close out the night and to lend their voices to it. It's been a great night here on Red Sermon. We just thank you and praise you in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Red, and thank you for having us, and thank you, Joe, for hosting us.
Yeah, that was fun.
It's been
It
awesome.
is a pleasure hosting you guys again. It's an honor and a blessing having you guys here. Really enjoyed you guys once again. Thank you for being here. And of course, they'll be with us on New Year's Eve.